go on then.
Are you recording? So Callum wants us to go. I can't do that stuff. So anyway, Romain's finished matting this McLaren 12C. Obviously Chris has been assisting him on the dyno today, and this is the most powerful 3.8 litre McLaren in the UK and Europe, I believe. So the Cybex ECU, we've done lots of modifications, GM hybrid turbos, the GM chiller killer install kit. Is there anything else, Chris, that we've done?
Flex fuel system.
A custom flex fuel system, literally from a standard McLaren, apart from the exhaust, we've done everything on it. It's been a bit of a headache, as Romain will probably explain. But do you want to come over and have a chat with Romain, yeah?
Yeah.
So anyone who doesn't know that, that's Romain from Racecal. So basically, hello. Anything fast or quick that comes out, or slow, or that comes out of GM, it's down to
everyone. Down to
everyone, but the Matt side, it's down to Romain.
The wizard.
The wizard. So he's our cherry on the cake, if you like. So yeah, so obviously Romain's the guy behind the calibration of like pretty much anything high horsepower here, he does for us. I'm sure obviously everybody knows that, but he deserves a bit of credit. So this car's been a bit of a pain. We've had a few issues, not issues as in terms of we're getting something wrong, it's just we're being a brand new platform. Obviously we've had to learn a lot. There's a lot of people that don't tune these cars, so we've had to learn a lot of stuff with this car. Intake temps, which I think Romain's going to show you some bits and bobs, aren't you?
Yeah, it's more like the killer chiller. Shall I come out? Do you want me to come out?
Yeah,
of course, go out.
So the main issue that we had with the car was the air temp. So the car's got two charge coolers, and it's got massive heat soak very quickly. I think we tried to tune the car full stock before on Cybex to see what we could do as a stage one as such. And basically after 5 runs on the dyno, we were reaching 50-55 degrees on the air temp. It was fine on the road, but on the dyno, because you got no airflow, you can't keep the temp down. And it's been an issue when we went drag racing with the car for the first time with Chris, the owner, when basically you do a quarter mile, half a mile, then you come back slowly, which is basically just half a mile back, and then you stop the car and it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and we couldn't keep the temp down.
Going out racing,
no.
racing.
No, like basically, I think Chris started at 40 degrees on the first run, finished at 55, came back, started at 55 on the next run, ended up at 70, went for another run because he didn't come and see me to get the log, went back out and actually hit the air charge temp trip, which is at 75 degrees. So then came back and we saw the issue and like, well, there's no point, I'm gonna have to try to do something about it. And we looked for a solution with Jürgen, and we came out with what we call a killer chiller, which is a lot more popular in the US, with twin scroll supercharger, which will also create a lot of heat. So it's been challenging, to say the least, to fit it on the McLaren.
Fully customised. You imagine the space we've got behind the McLaren. I mean, this is a pain in the arse of a car to work on.
It's Jan
and Ben,
the fabricator, who fitted everything. I don't know if you can actually see it. We'll have to try and film it. Yeah. You know if you can see it from the back?
I'll put some images over the top.
There is pictures on the
YouTube.
Because there's an additional radiator, because obviously you got much more air-conned liquid to actually cool down through the rad. So there's an additional fan and radiator at the rear. You can't even see it, it's so well fitted. Hidden, yeah. Yeah. And now the air temp. So the car's been on the dyno for, if I look at the log, just today. So the first pulls I've got was 12, and the last one was 340. So
that's £300, Chris, if you're watching.
Just kidding. That's 3.5 hours on the dyno, and the last run, which is the highest power that we've got now. If you look there at the air temp, so there's few bits and bobs. ACT1 is the actual air temp, so that's air charge temp #1 sensor. So as I start the run, because the temp sensor is on top of the inlet manifold, it suffers from a bit of heat soak. So I actually start at 18, come on boost, get time to actually chill out a bit, it goes back down to 13 degrees, and then start to come back up. It's a fairly slow sensor. It's like an OEM Bosch T-Map sensor.
Well, that's on the dyno as well.
That's on the dyno. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, getting 13 degrees is probably like ambient temp today.
And that's
that cold.
on the dyno as well.
That's on the dyno. It's better than a normal air-to-air intercooler, which is like to get that kind of power, that kind of temp. I mean, you don't even have the space to fit it on the Mclaren. So I think that's the biggest improvement that we've done on the platform, and that actually works. It's been proven to work.
Yeah.
And because of that, I can do run and run and run and actually tune the car properly.
Yeah.
Because the most important on dyno is to have consistency. Because if you map something and then the next run is 20 degrees hotter,
It's not the same.
Yeah,
it's
you
not
lose
the same.
power, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You lose power, or if it's the same power, then you think you gain because of whatever changes you've made, but you don't know.
So for those who are watching, so what Romain's saying in terms of consistency, it should produce the results again and again and again.
Yeah.
Correct?
Also for drag racing, the good thing is like this time the longer you let the car run, and the lower the air temp is going to be, because then you got more time to cool it down. So kind of like work in reverse compared to what we had
should
before.
be pretty consistent. I mean, it's going to be pretty.
I think the hardest part is going to be to actually put the power down.
Yeah, me and Romain went out on it. I think you went out on it as well, didn't you?
We did, indeed.
And we just couldn't believe how quick it was. I mean, I don't know if it was because it was so low down the weight, and that wasn't, it was standard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When we just started touching it with a stock ECU.
I suppose we'll see it race was.
100%. It'll not be me driving, it'll be Chris.
When's the next event, did you say?
It is May the 21st, which is my wife's birthday.
So there's a shout out to race was coming
Not
soon.
ideal. So yeah, so me and Romain went out with a Cybex S7 ECU as well, which is the first one in the UK as well, 12C I believe.
First and only, I think, because the other ones are 650 and 570.
Yeah. So I believe we've done a 650S as well, haven't we? Or was it the 570?
It was a 570 the other one. Yeah, 570.
So we're getting into the McLarens because the platform is pretty impressive, isn't it? From factory.
Well, it's a stock engine and it's getting big numbers.
So me and Romain obviously worked together for a long time. We're obviously keen on doing R&D on these McLarens. So we are excited for this car. It's going to be a handful. So Chris, take care. Don't just go out sideways like you do with Ferrari. So yeah, a bit of a handful. Do you want to just have a look at this graph anyway, so you can have a look?
Let's go. One thing I must say, Romain, you must have numbers all around your head, because that is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, that graph. I don't know how
See, Callum's back to the word crazy again, you see, he's back.
Yeah, that is crazy. Let's go and take a look at the graph.
So that's at the wheels, so the car made 862.212 at the wheels at 6,706 RPM, or 600, whatever you want to call it. Max torque 700.64, 5,800. That translates, if you people who want brake horsepower figures, because we like doing wheel now, don't we?
Yeah,
because flywheel is like, it's a pub figure, it's a calculated figure, it's not 100% accurate.
It's estimated.
Yeah, so it's an estimated
actual power putting on the dyno. Well, actually putting on the dyno.
Yeah.
I think the car is wheel spinning on the dyno.
Yeah.
We're struggling to put the power down, especially as you come on boost, which is like the double weight that we've got. And right at the top as well is where he actually floats on the dyno, trying to keep the torque high. Yeah. So it's probably a bit more than this.
Yeah. So at the minute, us using a 15% transmission loss is an average that we like to use on the cars. It equates to just over 1,400 horsepower. So that's 1,014 bhp estimated. So it is a true 1,000 horsepower car. And other thing to note as well, guys, is we use an SAE setting, which is obviously the standard setting that we use at GM. The guys in America, who obviously we work with a lot, they use STD. So if we were to change that STD, that would give you a little bit more horsepower as well.
I think Romain's going to change it now, is he? Let's get his ball from the camera.
So as you can see now, we've now got 886.67 at the wheels, which if we use the same percentage of it, estimated 15%, would give you like 1,040 something horsepower, 43 I think if your maths is right. A little bit more torque. We've kept the torque quite safe, or safe, obviously we don't really know because we don't know the limits of this engine. but obviously the torque is the most important bit of this car, because obviously the rods could start bending.
Especially there, down here, as you come on boost here, that's where you want to, first, because of the drivability.
You see that? That's
like just there, that zone
that's
here.
where you got to keep the torque down.
Because it will be, like the boost is actually 1.6 climbing to 2 bar at the top. If you get 2 bar flat, the torque would probably be about 850, so you would come up right here and then come back down. So that's how you kind of like control the torque. It's wheel spinning already there. It will most likely be hard to control on the road, so you don't, well, there's no need for more torque. The car's not going to be any faster during drag events, because you're not going to get the car off the line. And when it's actually off the line, you're not going to be below 5,000 RPM. So that part here is the only thing, is if you want a nicer graph, but otherwise it's absolutely...
The other thing to note as well, obviously when we do the tuning, this car's had 109 runs. 109 runs on this dyno. Yeah. So Chris, if you're watching, that equates to. Yeah, so you've been looked after, but just want to thank Chris as well while I'm here, because obviously he's given us the opportunity to work on a car like this. That was the first car he's ever brought to us. He's done a bit of business with us now since obviously we met. So we do appreciate, and you hope things like that you'll see how much effort and R&D we've actually put behind the car as well.
Yes, we all work together trying to make the most of the new platform. And the customer has been very patient. It's been like step 1, we found an issue, so let's do step 2, let's improve step 3, 4, and now, I mean, this is unbelievable. I think it's more than what Chris expected or wanted. So
and the car looks
unbelievable,
fucking hot, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's like it is like unbelievable. Like when I first got the car here, I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. And the drove, I went out with Chris.
I got very excited.
Yeah, and I went out with Romain. I was like, Jesus, this car is like, obviously I got GTR, Skylines, 34s, whatever. Like, it was just something with this car. I was like, bloody hell, like we need to get into these. So yeah, so there we are. Thanks Chris for trusting Jem and Romain and all my team. We really appreciate it, and good luck for Race Wars, buddy.